Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the GSA Super Mario Maker 2 Versus Mode League, Week 4. We got a match coming up between Enviosity and Racefire, and I'm joined, of course, by Hunk Melee.
Hello.
Hello.
Very
Good to have you
excited
here.
to see this.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
excited to be here.
Absolutely. Interesting little matchup we got here. It's kind of the tale of two seasons for both these players in both here and in just overall. You got, of course, Enviosity sitting at 2-1, tied for third place. Racefire in 1-2, so not too far off. Enviosity taking his first loss last week against IPK. Racefire winning the first week, then losing the last two. And then over in the expert mode league, you've got Enviosity sitting at 4-0, undefeated, while Racefire 0-4, still looking for his first win over there. So
yeah, it was really impressive seeing Enviosity come out so strong. Like especially considering the last season, it seemed like a battle between, at least in the regular season, Little Curbs and the Beast, and he's been giving these players runs for their money.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. All right, looks like we're still waiting for our players to set up. So a bit of a, like I said, Racefire having a little bit of struggles both here and there. I think, but he plays a lot of versus, so he's got a lot of experience, and I think he has plenty of potential to get the win here. And getting the win would be a huge confidence boost for him, I think.
Yeah, I would say that would be a bit of an upset. Sure.
Absolutely. Okay, we are going to get started with the first game. So, Enviosity versus Racefire. Of course, as always, it is 13 games to completion. So even if one player gets 7, we will play out the entire 13. So obviously, you want to get as many wins as you possibly can.
Looks like starting out here, we got both of them sitting right in front of that thwomp. Ride those pals up.
Okay, it looks okay. Okay, so they had to get in the door at the top. The one at the bottom, the reset door. And yeah, that's pretty much the theme of this level: is ride the thwomps. Of course, that can be tricky a lot of times. You see, some of these have parachutes, some of them don't, and that can prove really challenging for players a lot of the time, trying to figure out the timing on those, and like our players having a bit of struggle.
Yeah, even players like top of the leagues, you can't react to those thwomps when the parachute comes out. It's really devious.
And Enviosity manages to make it up to the next section. And that one didn't seem to pose much of a problem, gets the checkpoint. So Envy now with a pretty big lead in the first game over Racefire.
Yeah, this is looking good for him. The overall level design in some areas has been a bit confusing with looks like you can just skip certain sections early on, but it's difficult to tell quite which direction to go in some places. Looks like the section that Enviosity is on right now is pretty straightforward with some reset doors at the bottom and then heading up.
Yeah. And it's like getting a bit more challenging, having to... I think the timing is a little messed up on some of these power block springs. They're not falling at the same rate, so that could actually prove to be difficult if Envy times his jump at the wrong time. But now he's just taking it slow, and knowing he has pretty big lead.
Oh no. Yeah, taking a death there. He's going to have to go all the way back. But he's still got a little bit of a lead here.
Yeah, still has the checkpoint. Rays looks like Rays that section a little bit of a puzzle. Rays has to figure out, try and get that POW to get hit by figure out the timing there.
Yeah, that's definitely something you could get stuck on for quite a while.
Yeah, the good thing is he's not in any immediate danger, so he's gonna have a lot of opportunities to try that. And now, as we mentioned, the level kind of gets screwed up. Envy having to take damage to get on that POW.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
Like gonna have to reset because those reset doors they don't work. They don't really work in versus most of the time.
Yeah, they're not going to give you your damage boost back.
Yeah, so But again, Envy still having pretty decent lead. Rays finally makes it into the checkpoint. So now Envy at least has lore. So
Yeah, definitely a big knowledge advantage, but it's pretty rough getting through this, especially now taking that other POW block out. These POWs are all misspawned with over 200 seconds left on the clock. I'm wondering if this could go to timeout if they can't get up there.
yeah, they're gonna try, and these, yeah, and you can see. Okay, so the POWs are going in opposite directions, so their speeds are kind of desynced, sort of. That is going to make that extra tricky. And of course, now with the POWs gone, having to take damage to get through there.
Yeah, how quickly an expert mode level turns into a super expert mode level with things getting desynced like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be anyone's level here.
Okay, it looks like Ray's finally got some POWs to stand on to get up there, but again, doesn't have as much information as Envy. So, the question is he going to be able to skill his way through? Oh, having a bit of trouble there. Still alive. Oh, no.
This is just looking so rough.
Yeah.
Alright, both of them taking the death there, going back.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate for Envy, who obviously had that big lead, getting undone by, I mean, what seems like would be a normal level, you know, in a single player, but in versus it's just a janky mess, you know, so.
It looks like potentially... Oh, well, another death there.
Raysfire back to where he had gotten to. Envy, I believe, got to the next section before taking to death, so Ray's basically caught up to where, yep, that's caught up to where Envy was. But it looks like this last part is going to be extremely tricky because it's multiple spring jumps in a row, it looks like. And
there's the door
looks like
there.
it's the end though, so if Rays survives, then nope, it's not the end of the level. It is the next checkpoint, so Rays now actually with a pretty decent lead.
This is not incorrectly spawned either, so he's gonna be able to advance. Just take it slow and steady. I think that would be the best tact.
Definitely. Envy's still having trouble getting up there, so Ray's, yeah, really just having to be patient. It's come up so often in this versus league that you know, patience, it really does pay off a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think the best player exemplifying that is IIPK, who's willing to just wait out certain situations for a tactical advantage.
Absolutely, I've said it a lot of times. IPK has probably, almost certainly, the best game sense of any of our players. He just is able to react so well and understands things so it almost feels like he's a natural, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot of that sense of understanding situations where you have an advantage and how can you use that advantage to keep your advantage, not risking it for, you know, rushing something.
So Envy's still trying to make it up. Well, still having trouble with the same section. Of course, now the level pretty much, well, not unbeatable, but certainly broken for Raysfire. And
yeah, it's starting to look just as rough as the last section.
Yeah.
This is quite a first level.
Yep. I mean, this is the kind of stuff you see in versus. So, so it looked like what Ray's, yeah, is trying to get those bullet bills, and actually Envy now caught up, but you're stuck in the same situation, and actually 10 seconds left on the level timer, so that is going to be a timeout for sure.
Yeah, well, another player taking it this time, but we'll move on to the next level. Fresh start.
Yeah, we'll just pretend that one didn't happen.
Yeah, agreed. it's hard for players to come to an agreement to give up on a level. It's
It can be sometimes, especially. I mean, it's easier when they're both kind of stuck completely in the same place and they just can't move on. But they're these experienced players. They'll try it. They'll try everything.
yeah. The only time I've actually seen it happen was I think on like a car speed run or something like that with the Koopa car.
Oh yeah, those get messed up really. So.
All right, raysfire taking the time to get that mushroom. We'll see if it pays off for him.
And it looks like we got some good old on-off block shenanigans. Oh, another.
Oh
classic,
yeah.
Another classic versus problem, and okay.
Yeah, that's a staple of the format.
Rays takes a dive off into the void. Now Envy looking for that on-off block. This could prove problematic because you don't want to hit that on-off block and give your opponent the advantage.
Yeah, and of course there's always the outcome where you can just use it to make a stalemate by forcing it, hitting it over and over again.
It looks like Envy.
Global.
Yeah, Envy finds the on-off block, so it's gonna now be in the lead again. But this is actually quite an interesting setup for level. It's just unfortunate that we have to see it in versus instead of say expert league.
Yeah, it would be a breeze in expert league for sure.
Now we got Cape. So yeah, I think Envy's going back.
Enviosity looking for some cheese.
Yeah, try and find cheese. Finds a platform up top. Not sure how that relates to anything. Okay. Oh, and blocked off by the on-offs again. So.
Oh man, looks like just damage boosting through this section for Enviosity, and taking a death going back. It's kind of hard to tell what you're expected to do in this section.
I mean, I almost think that cape fly was intentional. That's almost the way it looks like. Like that is what you're supposed to do. But like you said, it's kind of hard to tell. These things get so messed up in person that can be really difficult to tell exactly what's going on. Now, both players trying to do some shenanigans with that shell there, trying to kill each other because they can't figure out what else to do. So
yeah, might as well take the advantage.
I think honestly, I think at this point the level might even be it might just be straight up broken. But again, like we said, these players are going to try absolutely everything before they give up on the level.
Wow, what a few to start out on. This is
yep, good.
Another level looking quite difficult to finish.
Yeah, good start for Saturday. Hopefully not an omen. Hopefully we just get this out of the way right now. We don't have to go back to it.
Could be interesting if we keep getting levels like these.
I mean, I don't want to be here for 2 hours waiting for these two to finish the level. I'm gonna be here for 2 hours anyway, but I'd rather do that with 2 matches instead of just one. So
these kinds of situations always interest me personally. They're like, I don't know, they're so unique to this competitive format that you don't see this anywhere else.
Oh, and Envy officially breaks level, so.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean, well, there's a Yoshi. I don't know if that's gonna do anything for either players. I think maybe.
Yeah, that's for the for those chomps down in the subway.
Yes, it is.
But how do you get there?
Yeah, Envy has to get back there, or has to wait and hope that raysfire hits the on-off. But I don't think raysfire is gonna take the bait, so like we're just headed to another stalemate.
Yeah, this is a predicament. And really, this is what getting to the top of the rankings in versus mode looks like. You really can't risk taking disadvantages with the way those rankings work.
Yeah, Envy trying to yeet raysfire finally gets them. Finally gets
There
them
you
off the stage. Not really gonna do anything with it though. Just
Yeah, not much to do with that advantage when you're in a state where you're just standing over at that corner.
All right. Oh. So I think the interesting thing here so far is, you know, we've seen Enviosity get out to a few pretty decent leads, but raysfire definitely staying in it. So if you look at these players like versus rankings, there's actually a pretty big disparity. Enviosity actually the second highest ranked player in this tournament, 6,500 pink S plus. Actually seventh. Well, I'm gonna say seventh, just on the raw list. But about five of those players ahead of them are IPK's alts. So Enviosity
Wow.
actually really about second, third, something like that in North America. So on the other hand, raysfire only at about the mid 5,000. So that's over 1,000 point difference in rating. So
Wow.
yeah, so this would definitely be a big upset for Rays, and I think he's shown so far that he's at least got what it takes to stick with it, not giving up, and I think that's going to be important if raysfire wants to get this win.
All right, Enviosity getting ahead, but then immediately runs into those blue blocks. Let's see if he can. Oh, checkpoint! Wow, we're making progress.
Finally.
All right. Unnecessary mushroom going through the door, and raysfire right behind, claiming that checkpoint. Looks like we're finally making progress here.
Well, I mean, we'll have to wait and see about that. Looks like this is all right. So wasn't able to see. Okay, so we got some. Oh, and actually, that's the timer
time's
right
up.
It's sometimes you lose track of it. So again, we're gonna end up in a timeout. So let's just forget that one ever happened.
Yeah,
So, welcome to the Super Mario Maker 2 versus Mode League. We got a good matchup today, Enviosity versus raysfire to start us off. I'm joined by Hunk Melee.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's nice to be here.
Yeah, really excited to see this one. This is, of course, the definitely first game. We've never seen these players play before this, so.
All right, we got a cape level. Oh, but only one feather, it looks like. This is going to be quite interesting.
Yeah. Of course, now the thing for players is stop each other from getting piece. That's pretty much all they're going to try and do. And Enviosity does manage to get enough speed off that conveyor, and raysfire are now having a bit of trouble.
Definitely a big lead here.
Yeah, raysfire is gonna. Oh, actually, there's another cape there, so I was gonna say he was gonna have to start over, but actually get the cape back, but still gonna have trouble. And now Envy trying to figure out how to get P speed off this little nook, I guess.
Manages to do it. Big lead. Oh, looks like he might have gotten to the end here.
Yeah, and so Enviosity finally takes the first game of the series.
All right, that was a pretty straightforward level.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, yeah, after basically the initial cape fly and then the second cape fly, it's pretty much just cape flying. So not really challenging at all. Enviosity just getting the slight advantage there, allowing him to take the win. So.
Yeah, I think most of that level just came down to the early beginning feather spawn.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of surprised Enviosity was able to get P-Speed that early. Usually, in versus levels, you see that kind of thing. And it's literally just players trying to block each other from getting that speed.
Well, that could be his expertise in the versus mode. He's played so many matches, he probably has some tricks up his sleeves.
That's definitely true. Like I said, he's second highest ranked player in this league, and unfortunately, this level definitely broken now.
Oh yeah.
But they're either going to have to start over or give up.
I'd say this one's worth a start over, but we'll see what they choose.
Yeah. I think what you see here is they're trying to get the piranhas, but they're also trying to time. They're playing a little bit of hot potato, trying to. Actually, they are going to give up in the end. So, but I think, well, like I was saying, trying to kill the piranhas and kill each other with that bomb explosion. So,
yeah, that would
in the
have
end-
led to a lot of start overs probably, or eventually give up.
yeah, in the end, they just decide we're not gonna, with what we've been through so far, we're not gonna waste any more time on this one. And I think that's a wise decision. So,
Definitely. All right, coming up on another level.
this one, of course, collect the coins clear condition.
That'll be all the coins too. So does that include that red coin?
It is all 10 coins. So the big 10 coins. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
5 of them in the level. Raysfire getting basically ahead in the level, but without that clear condition, it's not really going to make a huge difference. And okay, there's the first one I've seen at least. So now the players have to figure out how to get that one. And of course, these kinds of clear conditions, it is shared between all, I should say both of our players. And there's another one.
Yep.
So
So
really-
last one to collect the final coin will be the one that takes the key, or I'm sorry, the clear condition.
Yep, and of course it doesn't end there. As we all know, Versus notorious for the battles over clear condition.
Oh yeah.
But neither player actually trying to get the 10 points. I think trying to just, trying to just scope out the level and see what's ahead. And there's the goal, but it looks like it's blocked off. Okay, so now there's a way into the goal. But again, they still have to get that, clear condition. And I haven't seen anyone collect any of the coins yet. So both players opting to start over. Now they're gonna most likely try and figure out where these coins are.
Yeah, I can imagine if they didn't clear that out right now, the battle over the clear condition while trying to bomb excavate would have been something to look at.
Absolutely, and I mean, I think we're still headed for a clear condition battle. It's just, yeah, that would have certainly added another layer to it. So I hadn't seen that one, so that's at least one. The 10. I think maybe there was one at the start that had been collected, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, Racefire's found another one.
All right, so we're looking at 3 or 4.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, there's one
in
right there. Racefire taking the patient strat and just standing by the coin until he absolutely knows that Enviosity has collected the rest of them.
Yeah. Of course, I'm not sure if that is actually gonna work. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to hear that. Actually, there's a lot of things where you can definitely do that strat. Pink coins you can hear collected, so that's something that you can, there's a little bit of strategy around, but.
Oh, it looks like actually Racefire left that area.
So I believe they found at least 3 at this point, possibly 4.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen that other 10 coin.
So Racefire at least knows where one of them is that hasn't been collected.
Oh,
Maybe-
Enviosity taking a death. And Racefire opting to go back to the start as well. Alright, and Enviosity slightly ahead in the level, but we'll see what that amounts to.
No, actually, that 10 coin did get collected, so there's still. I mean, that should be 1 left. I don't think there's any more after that. So.
Yeah, I believe there's 1 left. I think they're just looking around for it. It might be through a key door?
That could be it. Could be through that big key door, and then needing to collect pink coins, and also not sure how many of those they've collected. So if that is the case, this is certainly a level.
Yeah, another versus mode, like collect all the red coins and collect the clear condition, and then you'll have to battle over both of those.
Oh, there it is. That
Oh.
was right at the start. So Envy gets the clear condition, no pink coins required. And now the question is Envy going to be able to get there without getting stomped on by Racefire?
I have faith in the man. Let's see.
Yep, Envy's been in this situation certainly a lot of times, but raysfire, of course, having the high ground, so that is going to give him a slight advantage.
Alright, this is what it looks like it's going to come down to.
Oh, and raysfire goes over the edge, so it's going to be right at the goal. And
oh, this is a good position.
And now it's come down to puppy guarding, so.
Yeah, it looks like a goalkeeper.
Oh, and Envy just sneaks in.
Oh, wow.
Raysfire just slightly giving him too much height on that jump, allowing Envy to slip through. So Envy takes game 2.
Yeah, incredible that whole game came down to that one jump, and whether he was high or too high, or Enviosity was ducking. All right, Enviosity is up 2. Raysfire still at 0, but we'll see if he makes it back. We got a lot of games to play. Total of 13.
Yeah. And again, the earlier stalemates not going to count. So I have at least 11 more in this set. This is
and immediately getting hit into the spikes.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, both players realize you do not want the mushroom there. That is going to mess you up. It's most likely going to be that way for the rest of the level, I would assume. Yeah, you just don't collect the power-ups. So Raysfire makes a mistake and gets that one. Oh, actually able to make it through, though. Very slowly, though, so that... Now, opts to just start over, realizing it's not worth it, so...
Yeah, definitely worth that.
Yeah, interesting thing is this setup for Enviosity is kind of like an auto-scroll without the auto-scroll. Just having to wait oh, I was going to say wait these power-ups out, but tries to sneak in there, doesn't make it through. So Ray is now with the opportunity to catch up, not having to wait. Now Ray's actually in the lead because did not have to wait for those fire flowers to pass by.
Yeah, lots of situations where that little bit of patience is what ends up counting for your overall time.
Of course, now it looks like okay. So waiting for this spiny shell to make its way over to that P switch.
Yep, nice little recess here.
So these players effectively tied now. Envy actually decided to go back to the sub area to, well, and decides to go back out again. And neither player trying to find this key.
Yeah, it looks like they're comfortable.
Now they're... Like, it doesn't seem like you actually have to wait for that, P-switch, but...
I believe that the P-switch activates those coins that you can get inside, but yeah, you don't have to wait, you just hit it with the cable.
Yeah, and now it's just, okay. Now Envy, I think, trying to get the P-speed.
Interesting tactic, I probably would never have thought of this.
Of course, the question is it going to work? And I'm going to guess most likely not. This level seems to be... And now, going for the Fire Flower instead. Oh! Went all the way back to take the death, so Rays could not get the key that easily. Interesting strategy. That was really
And also, Ray's probably not seeing that he took a death either.
Yeah, so... Envy getting back forward, and now... and actually gets by just by Raysfire. That is going to be the end. So Envy, 3 straight for Enviosity.
All right, well played by Enviosity there.
I think that that was some 200 IQ on that death strat, because I mean, you know, he was, although it looked like that key door was the end, so you didn't actually have to be small to get through there, but Envy didn't want to take the chance, and so...
Yeah, you don't have decreased mobility. He probably tried to die back there so that even if Raysfire did collect the key, he would have respawned by the time he got back there and had a chance to steal it back.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Big advantage to take the death all the way on your own terms back there. Raysfire opting not to follow him. All right, and a new stage here. Smash Bros. U.
And
oh, I'm sorry, Smash.
Envy going for the immediate grab. Well, a little bit of Smash Brothers. Envy went for the grab at the start, but not able to dodge that icicle, and that's going to be the end. So short level, little difficult because of those icicles, but raysfire not having any trouble after getting thrown by Enviosity. So raysfire finally getting on the board.
Yeah. Maybe the start of a little comeback here.
Could very well be. You gotta at least win one before you can start the comeback. But again, we still got a lot of games left to go in the set, so anything is possible in versus.
All right, we got on and off platforms and a lava. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, raysfire tried to get onto that, tried to do a little skip there to try and get on that platform, but just missed it and took a death. Now, still trying for it, going to be falling behind. I feel like I've seen this...
making a good pace through this.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this level before, but then again, these kinds of levels you kind of see many varieties. Envy opting for the warp block rather than the door. I'm not sure if he knew where that door was going to go.
I've seen quite a few levels similar to this, but never quite like it.
Yeah. Envy again making good progress.
Alright, we got Bowser. King Koopa.
Yeah. Finds the good old Meowth. It is required. Good thing there are the infinite fire flowers to respawn. Ray's having a bit of trouble, so did get the checkpoint, so not going to be too far behind. That Meowser did not take Envy very long at all. It was a small Meowser. It does take a death into the lava, though. That's going to send Envy back to the checkpoint. So raysfire actually now in the lead.
Yeah, it just goes to show how important it is to one-shot these levels.
And I think, again, like I said before, it comes down to sometimes patience. Ray's trying to take this as patiently as possible. Not wanting to take that same fall. Well, maybe needed to be a little bit more patient. So it looks like now we've got excavation.
Everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite. So this level so far is we've had a Meowser fight, we've had excavation, and now it's
first we hit the peace wave.
Yeah.
So oh, the bomb's a good solution.
Good old level. Yep.
Oh, very smart.
Enviosity with some really good plays for this round.
Yeah, that would have tricked me for sure.
We'll take fourth win, extending its lead back to 3.
Enviosity showing really good strategy there.
Yeah, he's so far had a lot of. I feel like a lot of these good plays. You know, obviously the death strategy in the earlier level, that bomb strat. Envy just proving it, showing his knowledge of versus mode, all its mechanics, how the game works. You know.
And so often that's what this comes down to. I mean, control of the character is vastly important, but a lot of these amazing versus players just it comes down to the strategy that they choose to take.
Yeah, and that comes with experience, especially in these 1v1 setups. You know, obviously normal versus is free for all, and so 1v1, I think it's more different than a lot of people I think give credit for.
Oh, Envy taking the death, and raysfire having no problem riding this wave so far.
Although running out of space with those rising poison and went just a little too fast, so that is going to reset. That is actually going to reset the level completely. Both players going to have another shot at the start. Yeah, rising poison and rising lava, two things you definitely don't ever want to see in versus, because it is going to make that, you know, if you die, then you're going to be waiting forever at the start for the other player to die. And be fortunate that time that, oh no!
Oh man.
And that is another quirk of versus, because raysfire, because raysfire is the one that touched the platforms. They were basically tied to him, and when he died, the platforms they just instantly died.
Oh wow.
And so actually, that and I believe raysfire spawned all of these again. So yeah, they're all gonna do the exact same thing. Okay, it looks like Envy had a few, but not able to not able to hang on there. So this is actually going to be interesting, even if our players even continue to attempt it. Okay, and Enviosity this time spawning at least the first half of those platforms.
So I'm not familiar with that. If the player that spawns the platforms takes a death, the platforms cease to continue.
It does not. It doesn't apply to all of them. It definitely applies to these skull platforms. Oh, Envy having very few platforms, but manages to survive. But oh, this is going to be really tricky for Envy from here on out. Has to play really carefully. I think certainly capable of it. Oh, and there's the end right there. So
Yeah,
Envy managing to make it through. Spending a lot of skill there to stay on the platform the second time. I think after the last time he had a better understanding of what was going on, and he was able to get some of those platforms for himself, so they did not despawn when Rays died.
Yeah, it's a very tricky iteration on the classic wave level.
Yes, so that's definitely one of those. It's one of those really weird things. It doesn't apply to every platform type, but you kind of have to be aware of it. I think it took our players, a couple attempts before they figured out how to try and make it through. And in the end, Envy is the one to take the win.
Now Enviosity being up 5-1, it looks like, and first one to 7 is going to end up taking this match. So we'll see if raysfire can make it back.
Yeah, got a long road to climb, and Envy once again out into the lead on this.
Oh, I'm looking like he's reaching the end here, but a giant wall of fire.
Yep, did reach the end, but oh, what?
Oh.
And oh, he got a power up. He got a power up and was able to take a damage boost. I did not see that.
I couldn't see through all that clutter.
Yeah, that was. I'm gonna say that was extremely lucky for him. Most of these he's demonstrated extreme skill. That was a little bit lucky.
Yeah. Also not giving up there. I probably would have just hit the start over button right away.
Yep, me too. I think Envy maybe was aware that power-ups were coming down. Maybe that there was a Lakitu up there, but in any case, in the end, he takes the win. Doesn't matter how you win. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
All right, and Enviosity looking like he's on the match point here.
Yep.
So if he takes this one, he'll be taking the win, but we'll still be playing out the rest of those matches. So we get to a total of 13 clears.
Even if Enviosity does take the set, raysfire obviously still wants to get as many of those wins as possible. You want to maximize your points. Those points could come really in handy at the end of the season when it comes down to tiebreakers. Okay, both players making to the checkpoint. Raysfire, both players actually having trouble with these Hammer Brothers and Sledge Brothers. Okay,
good checkpoint placing at the very least.
Yeah, raysfire does make it through. And raysfire actually takes the win there, so
very nice.
It's not quite yet, Envy. I'm not gonna let you have it that easily. So.
Yeah, it seems like raysfire hasn't had any mental issues throughout this whole match. He's been totally rock solid competing.
I think raysfire is extremely composed, not prone. It's different for every player. Some players very prone to tilt. We see sometimes some very emotional reactions from our players.
Yeah.
But Rays, I think, calm, collected, and not letting it get to him. He knows he's a bit of an underdog, so he's definitely happy to take wins where he can get them.
It looks like one tricky jump here.
Oh, and there's the spring.
There's the spring.
raysfire not able to make it that time. Okay, and it's actually a spring jump is Envy attempting.
Very difficult.
That's a super hard technique. It's the kind of thing that I could never do. So kudos to these players for even attempting it.
Yeah, I've been practicing them, and it is a lot harder in this than it was in Super Mario Maker 1.
I'm honestly a little surprised this is even an expert.
I think a good way to clear this would just be to jump off the other one's head while they're trying to jump and do the spring jump.
Definitely a possibility. But it's gonna be difficult. You'd have to time it extremely precisely, and of course, neither player wants to let the other one get the jump off of their head. So I thought Envy almost had it that time, but not quite. Of course,
Yeah,
the
nice
hard
job of boxing out raysfire there.
Yeah, hard part is waiting for the spring to respawn. Take quite a while, and that gives players time to respawn. And yeah, so at this point, I feel like it's almost a coin flip. You know, who can just get it? Envy grabbing the spring a lot of the times. Naturally, is gonna able to get it, so that's gonna be the win for Enviosity. Enviosity taking the set over raysfire.
Excellent performance by Enviosity.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing the rest of these matches play out.
Absolutely. Enviosity displaying a lot of skill and a lot of good strategy so far. Like you said, really did a good job of boxing Rays out there, preventing him from even getting the spring to try to even attempt the jump.
Yeah, and that's another versus mode specific skill that really pays off for these players, is having the knowledge of the neutral game between the two Marios, or I'm sorry, the two players just keeping each other out, walling them out with ground pounds on any given platform.
Yeah. Yeah, ground pounds, grabs, and
jumping off
shells.
the head and just having the body in the right place.
Yeah, getting all that stuff. And so Envy having, like we've said, a lot of experience in that area. Still 4 games left to go in this set, so raysfire gonna do his best to try and at least take a few back, hopefully, Envy. And now Envy having to...
Oh! Not much room to move there.
Yeah. It looked like they were at least close to the end, possibly, but no, not quite. It's going to be a sub-area right after that, so not quite the end.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where it's counterintuitive how you would have to move to survive. You would have had to walk back and walk under that chain jump.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah.
That was extremely precarious, and again, having some trouble with those chain jumps, so... Oh, when raysfire... It looks dangerous because we can't see the floor. Neither can Rays, I don't believe, so...
Yeah, that's a very uneasy situation.
Yeah, it does manage to get to the checkpoint, and so now raysfire with a pretty decent lead. Oh, but there's the good old boss fight. You feel like it had to be there.
Oh, we'll see if he can damage boost through this. This is looking rough.
Oh, but Envy missed the second checkpoint, so Ray's gonna go back to that checkpoint. Envy went back to the first one, and so Ray's actually still with a pretty decent lead. So
yeah, that's rough for Enviosity. All right, second chance at this Bowser Jr. fight.
This one is certainly
the fireball
proving to be quite difficult for raysfire. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of the burners, the Bowser Jr. So Ray's hopefully going to try and hold on to this power up as long as possible. Does manage to get the key though. Lands right onto that Bowser Jr. So, and that's going to be the end. So raysfire get 1 back at least.
All right, this is a good showing from raysfire, taking 3 clears now.
Absolutely, he's been persistent, and that's important when you're up against an opponent who you know is, I mean, who you know is at least the favorite. So.
All right, coming up on another stage here. All right, no clear conditions, so it's just going to be first person to get to the goal. And we've got, looks like, set up for an on-off. And a pipe. Bouncing platforms. And a thwomp, let's see
not an especially long swamp ride. Raysfire still having to wait for that swamp to come back.
Oh, those Koopas
Okay.
sitting right outside. This could be dangerous.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that could have been an issue of bad timing, but Envy having no trouble. Through
Short car
and
ride, and then oh no, pick the box.
yep, good old pick a path, and Envy picks wrong. Fortunately, Rays did not see which one Envy went into, so it's gonna have to do the same tests. And all right, so there's no ways, that was the wrong one. So it's the second one from the left. The question is, will Enviosity be able to figure that out in time? He knows which one is the wrong one, but he doesn't know what the rest of them are. So, but
That's like in Rebel Trip as well.
Yeah, gonna have a lot of time. As long as he can avoid going into that trap block, then it should be fine. Okay. Does he remember? He does. Okay, so making it forward does Enviosity. Oh.
This is turning out to be quite the time sink.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's rough. Soft blocked.
There's the end. So NBA take another win, sending the lead to 5 games. Two games left to play in the set after this one. Enviosity, of course, taking the set.
Both of these players having costume pieces I've never seen.
Yeah, costumes are an interesting thing. There's actually a lot of players who put in effort to try, a lot of players who have tried to put in effort to get all the costumes. I believe that about 12 players have done it, 12, 13, something like that. I've actually gotten all the costumes in the game, which is quite the feat.
Wow, raysfire getting bumped up there into those fish. Looks like he's gonna have to start over.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be. It's not gonna be easy for Enviosity. There's a lot of danger in this level. Just one missed input, and you're gonna probably swim right into a fish, into one of these spike balls, piranha creepers. There's a lot of crap going on in this level.
Yeah, cheap can be pretty tricky,
Yeah,
especially when there's big walls of them.
and now Envy just having to wait a bit, but Ray's trying to dodge the porcupine, finally gets past it.
Oh, this section's gonna be a lot of waiting for these blowy joys. Oh, the thwomp,
what?
that's scary.
Okay, just missed it. Oh.
This is starting to look like, I mean, it's a linear track, it's pretty obvious. It's not exactly Jimmy's first underwater level, but there's a lot going on.
Absolutely. Swimming can sometimes be, you gotta be very slight. And you're gonna make it to the goal. Get another win.
Alright, excellent. That brings it up to 9-3. We're gonna have one last match to play for points. And then Enviosity, of course, walking away with the win here.
Yep. So apparently, Enviosity was actually the first player to get all costumes in the game. So.
Oh wow!
Some of those, one of them is actually, you have to beat 100. You have to get 100 score in Super Expert Endless, which is not exactly the easiest thing.
Yeah, I don't even know how you go about doing that.
Yeah, I think my score is 2. So in Super Expert. So.
Yeah, I haven't gotten past 4. I think with like skips.
All right, so now we got another clear condition. This one is kill the skips squeaks. Like before, it is going to be whoever gets the last skip squeak. But I haven't seen. Okay, there's actually a lot of them, and raysfire pretty much immediately clear condition. So.
Oh no.
course, still looks to be at least a little bit of level play.
Looks like this was a pretty low effort level, just a singular block dragged out in
Get in the-
position.
I was gonna say, raysfire almost managed to miss the door, but Envy took a death to that Meowser fire. So raysfire now in the big lead and with the clear condition. Of course, no checkpoints. You can't combine checkpoints with the clear condition. So
Interesting happening to go down that pipe when it's not a look down there.
yeah. Well, Rays knows he has a lead, so he can take some risks. Don't want to take. Oh, and unfortunately,
Oh no.
yeah, skip squeaks can sometimes be really challenging. That was definitely one of those times. Envy actually going for the cheese over this top, but that's just gonna send him.
Yep, right to that pipe.
Yeah, so still has to get through the sub area and has to find the clear condition as well. Envy has no idea where the clear condition is, so okay.
Oh, there it is.
It's right there, so able to get it with no problem, but still having to dodge these Potabus, and that's probably going to be the end. It is Enviosity,
Right.
the final game of the set, winning it all 10-3 over raysfire. GG's to Enviosity, GG's to raysfire.
Yeah, congrats to Enviosity, and yeah, great play by raysfire. Enviosity taking it today. Looking forward to the rest of these matches.
Yeah, we got a lot of interesting setups coming on. Fortunately, we were not going to be able to get our players in for interviews today, but once again, congratulations to Envy, and we'll see them both next week. Alright, I think
They are synced.
They are synced now. Do whatever. In the lead again.
Wow. Side for sure from Cheese. Okay, doing it, moving. Oh no, the cheese falls!